So there was a question from somebody who's watching BBC's, and he said, if Buddhahood takes 3 countless great eons, where does individual liberation come into this? And do Mahayana practitioners put off nirvana in order to attain Buddhahood more quickly? Okay, so the way the path is structured according to the Mahayana view is there's 2 obscurations: the afflictive obscurations that keep us in samsara and prevent us from attaining liberation, and the cognitive obscurations, which you can be out of samsara and still have the cognitive obscurations, but they prevent you from becoming a fully awakened Buddha because they obscure the mind so that you can't see the 2 truths simultaneously. There's still a subtle dualistic view. So when if somebody has the aspiration to become an arhat, which is somebody who is liberated from cyclic existence, then they enter the hearer path or the solitary realizer path, eliminate the afflictive obscurations, and become an arhat. Okay, if somebody is going to become a Buddha, there's 2 ways to do it. One way is to enter the bodhisattva path directly, in which case you generate bodhicitta, and then you eliminate the afflictive obscurations, and you then, after that, eliminate the cognitive obscurations. Yeah, but you enter the bodhisattva path directly. Doing it that way takes 3 countless great eons according to the perfection vehicle path or the Sutrayana path. Okay? Whereas somebody in the hearer path, let's say, becoming an arhat, I think it takes, I forget if it's 3 lifetimes or 7 lifetimes, something, no, I can't remember exactly, but a much shorter time. Yeah, I should remember this. Please excuse me for not. But it takes a much shorter time just to attain arhatship. But so somebody may say, well, why not attain arhatship first, and then get yourself out of samsara first, then enter the bodhisattva path, because that takes 3 countless great eons. Well, the problem is that if you have that aspiration for your own individual liberation and you attain arhatship, then you stay in that meditative equipoise on emptiness for a long, 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 long time, more than 3 countless great eons. Yeah, and then when the Buddha wakes you up and says, but what about other sentient beings, and so on. Although maybe not longer than 3 countless great eons, but a long time, So, and then when the Buddha wakes you up, then you have to go back and start the bodhisattva path of accumulation. You start with the first path on the bodhisattva vehicle, okay? And so even though you've already realized emptiness, which people entering the bodhisattva vehicle do, have the direct realization of emptiness on the 3rd path, even though you're an arhat already and you have that direct realization of emptiness, you still have to start on the first bodhisattva path because you have to collect merit for so long. Okay, so then you have to collect all that merit, and it's the collection of merit mostly that takes the long time on the bodhisattva path. Okay, so you will get yourself out of cyclic existence quicker following the hearer vehicle, but in terms of other sentient beings and being able to benefit them by becoming a Buddha, then you're very slow in being able to do that. So that's why we're, the people who, whenever we can, we encourage people to enter the bodhisattva vehicle directly. It's not that bodhisattvas actually say, I'm not going to attain nirvana and I'm going to stay in samsara for sentient beings. You could look at it that way, because they could have taken the hearer path and done it quicker, gotten out of samsara quicker, and they chose not to. But it's not that they say that. They don't say, I'm not going to attain Buddhahood or nirvana because I'm going to stay in samsara for sentient beings. Rather, it's they continually manifest in samsara. After they attain the third path and they have these special powers, then they continually manifest in samsara for the benefit of sentient beings. Okay? So they know that it is more beneficial for them to attain full awakening than to stay in their own personal state of nirvana. And so that's why they go directly into the bodhisattva vehicle and do that. But they don't, it's not like they don't try and get out of samsara. Some people misinterpret that and say bodhisattvas want to stay in samsara forever to benefit sentient beings. That's not accurate. No, because they see that they can be of greater benefit to sentient beings if they get themselves out of samsara. Is that clear? Did people understand that? No. Path of seeing and direct perception of emptiness, at that point, that's when you start eliminating the different levels of afflictions. It's not that you realize emptiness directly one time and all your afflictions are gone. It takes, on the bodhisattva path, it takes, you don't eliminate all the afflictions until the end of the 7th ground, beginning of the 8th ground, and that is one of the countless great eons. Not that it's taking you that long to eliminate, it takes that long because you have to accumulate so much merit. Okay, by the 8th bhumi, then the bodhisattvas are comparable to arhats in the sense of having eliminated all the afflictive obscurations. Then you have the path of meditation, and then you have the path of no more learning. The bodhisattva bhumis start with the path of seeing and go all the way through the end of the path of meditation. The path of no more learning is Buddhahood. When they're in meditative equipoise on merit, on emptiness, the hearer and solitary realizers, arhats, can't do all, the first 3 of the 6 perfections. And so they can't do the method side of the path. They're just doing the wisdom side of the path. So they're not accumulating that great merit that you need on the bodhisattva path that pushes you up towards enlightenment. They no longer create any karma to be born in samsara, okay, and they are considered, but they still have karma on their mind streams, okay. None of that karma can ripen in rebirth in samsara, but there is still karma remaining on their mind streams. Of course, some of that karma is virtuous too, but, okay. Okay, good. So there's a whole text called the Salam, or Paths and Stages, that goes into all of this in detail, so it's quite good.